These three lenses are zoom lenses, and they do exactly what you would think they do. They zoom. And these three lenses are prime lenses. They do not zoom. They have one set focal length. When you start out your journey in creating content, zoom lenses are definitely the way to go. But zoom lenses can certainly reach their peak, and that's when prime lenses come into play. Zoom lenses are certainly easier to get the right composition because all you have to do is zoom in and out on your subject. And with prime lenses, you have to use your feet. But prime lenses are smaller, they're lighter, they have superior image quality, you get more background blur, and the most important factor in a prime lens is that you have a wider aperture and you allow much more light to hit the sensor of the camera. You see, when you first get a camera, you probably get a kit lens with it. And the kit lenses that come with the cameras are not good. Your aperture starts somewhere about 3.5 and it goes to 5.6. That's called a variable aperture lens. If you decide you want to go deeper, you can get into lenses that are 2.8. But even those lenses, as great as they are, will sometimes struggle in low light situations. That's what makes the prime unbeatable. When you get yourself into a low light situation and 2.8 aperture is the widest you have available, to let more light onto the image, the only thing you can do is to increase the ISO of the camera's sensor. The only problem with raising the ISO is that you add noise or grain to the image. Every content creator strives for the sharpest, cleanest image possible, and that's where prime lenses make a huge difference. Let's have a look at this image right here, shot at 5.6, and you can see how much the camera is starving for light. If you were filming an event such as a wedding and it was the dancing at the end of the night and the dance floor didn't have a lot of light, you could be stuck in a situation like this and this image is not gonna cut it. So you decided you wanted to go heavy into content creation and you spent $2,300 on a 2.8 zoom lens, and this is your image. You're getting closer, but you're still not there. I'm definitely underexposed in this image and we need more light. And now you can see where that prime lens comes into play with that big wide aperture of 1.4. And I'm probably just a little bit overexposed in this image here, so I've got some room to play with and I could even close my aperture down just a little bit. Now let's go back to 5.6. A lot of people would say, Frank, just pump up your ISO. But the more you pump up your ISO, the more noise and the more grain you're gonna get in the image. If you look at this black shirt right here, you can see the noise, you can see the grain, you could actually see colors that are in the shadows here too. You see them a lot more in the shadows. So introducing more ISO to the camera is not ideal because the image is definitely subpar. Now let's lower that ISO and go back to 1.4, and you could see in this image on my black shirt here that there's no noise, there's no grain, there's none of those colors in there. You've got a beautiful, clean image, and this is what primed lenses can do, and this is why they shine.